Imagine if you never had to work. For example, if you were born into a rich family. What would your everyday life be like? Would you strive for something? Or would you just go with the flow, enjoying life? Very often, our desire to evolve comes only from the fact that we want to improve our financial situation. Because of this, our brain incorrectly reads and adapts the signals of the world around us. After all, when we observe wealthy people or their children who lead a carefree lifestyle, we think that their behavior and habits have led them to success and the life we dream of. So you fall into the trap of taking as success factors what people live in spite of, and they try to get rid of that. Take Steve Jobs, for example, who was unbearable to work for. He had a lot of employees walk away from him and get kicked out of his own company. He made people work in ways that no one else would. Did he become more successful because of this? Obviously not. Nor did his use of psychotropic substances lead him to genius and wealth, but instead alienated him. A simple conclusion follows from this. Not everything successful people do makes them successful. Being able to understand which factors will affect your success and which ones, on the contrary, alienate makes you smart and differentiates you from most people. Today, I want to tell you a simple way to become smarter, a way through which you can easily overtake 99% of people in any field. And we are not talking about educational games like chess, not even about reading books. You can read 1,000,000 books, but it won't make you smart. What will make you smart is introspection. There's probably nothing that's as effective on the thinking mind like self-exploration. But the problem is that most people are just afraid of it. Austrian psychologist, psychoanalyst, psychiatrist, and neurologist Sigmund Freud thought this. Most people don't want to know too much about themselves. They are afraid of what they will find out. Self-analysis is a labor worth undertaking. Let's try to understand and make sense of what he said. You are used to living your life a certain way. You have a favorite coffee, a place you go to eat all the time, a park you live. All this you do unconsciously, according to a certain algorithm. Starting to ask yourself questions, analyzing why you did so, and not in another way, can lead you to conclusions that you were not ready for. As a result of introspection, you may suddenly realize that you drink coffee because you're used to it, and you just can't wake up without it. And you don't eat in that place because it's delicious, because you've been satisfied since childhood, and you haven't discovered it, just because you don't want to go back to the apartment you live in. For many of us, it can be painful but necessary for growth. Self-reflection will not just replace your constant studying and reading books. It will take you to the next level. By knowing yourself and your emotions, you can easily control everything under your control, which is yourself and your life. This level of self-knowledge makes you unique and truly fit into the 1% of the world's population. Of loved ones or acquaintances have thought about their actions, done a life review, or even tried to make sense of what's going on even a little bit. I don't think almost nobody has people like that around them. We just go with the flow. Okay, you tell me, but how do I figure this out? Where do I start? How am I going to get smarter about this? The secret is really simple, and it lies in the answers to the questions. There are 6 categories in total. 1, unraveling internal conflicts about their sides. 3, working out conscious decisions. 4, developing emotional intelligence. 5, improving life strategies. 6, finding the meaning of life. I've left the tasks and goals of each point in the comments. You can read them, save them to yourself, and go through each point. So why can this method rightfully be considered an easy way to become smarter? Because it doesn't require you to study anything. Read, wait a year, and so on. You just change your approach to building kidneys. Ask yourself more questions. Try to describe the actions of others, the outcomes of their actions, the outcomes of your actions. What works for you in your work, in your relationships, and in your friendships. The consistency of your actions will be a testament to your intelligence, as well as reflected in your results. A great way to implement self-reflection on a regular basis is to keep a journal every day. I write down in there everything that happened to me during the day, what emotions I felt, what I experienced, why I was lazy, and so on. At the end, I write down my plans for tomorrow and remind myself of my goals. Thanks to this you'll notice how much your intelligence, self-control, and ability to think critically has risen. By the way, laziness will disappear along with it because you stop following the chain of actions that you're used to and start choosing what's really important for you and your goal. Sometimes, despite all our attempts, we have failures of control and we can sit down to play on the computer all day long. Then to describe what happened to you during the day is quite a lot. It wants to take us to a place where it's comfortable, but it's moments like this that make you stronger and build awareness. Awareness in our life is much more important than knowledge, because knowledge is not a skill. It's information that's very easy to get. And mindfulness has to be formed time after time and managed, refined, and strive to maintain. That's what makes you smart. The ability to negotiate with yourself. Start journaling from today. What has changed in your life during this time? Good luck.